Welcome gamers to another video. It's finally time for me to start explaining about the ability rings since I'm in the process of making some right now. Okay, let's go through the process. What is an ability ring? Basically, the ability rings give you the little rings down here. You can give them custom equipment, as you can see in the bottom for the Xenon right here. I gave her an alright one. It has magic attack increases by 8% when the enemy's incarnate is 150% or higher. And of course, you could stack it up to 4 times max if you have an R4 version of this. So that means if I had 8% for all 4, that's 32% total extra attack or magic attack, whatever you have. And for this specific ring, when the enemy's card is 150% or higher, that sounds pretty good. Now let's change it up. This time with this ability ring, I have magic attack increased by 8% when fire element recollection field is step 3 or higher. Of course, get that 4 times. That's 32% magic attack increase when recollection field is step 3 or higher. So basically with ability rings, there are different things you can do, such as make your characters even stronger. You can give them like a better charge, a better break if you want. Other stuff too. I think there's one for Cole, get more money. Anyways, let's break down how to get them, and then we'll talk about the abilities and which ones are good or not. All right, so we're gonna click on the hammer. This is how we're gonna go to our equipment side, and as you can see, there is an arrow on the right side. So we click on that arrow, and now you are presented with either Tisei or Ronie. Now you have 4 things here. We're gonna start with the top one. It's create accessory. So we're gonna click on that. And a side note, you are going to need a lot of shia. You're gonna need a lot of money in this game because you are going to be making a lot of these. So we're just gonna use the top part. You can make it for each element. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one you use. Now I'm focused on fire just to keep it a little bit more organized so I know what's which for my characters. Now you have the first one, which is the Red Jesper Ring R3, and the bottom one, which has a plus. So what are the difference? The difference with the top one is you can only put 2 abilities compared to where if you did the one with the plus, you could put in an extra ability, a 3rd ability. Now you may think like, wouldn't you want to get the extra ability instead of the one with 1 less? Well, if you're focused on getting abilities, it's actually better to get this one without the plus, because as you can see, required, this costs about 100,000 just to make 1 ring. Now if we go to the one with the extra ability, it costs 150,000 more shia, which is super expensive. Now in cases where you're only trying to get abilities, now I like to bulk and try and get as much as I can that fills my inventory. So in my case, it was up to 40, right? I'm only spending about like what, 4 million? But now what happens if I try to get 40 of the one with the plus? It's gonna skyrocket. We're spending 10 million now for 40, all of that for an extra ability. So when you're trying to get abilities, it is much cheaper and a lot better to get the one with 1 less ability. Now, how do you get these stuff here? In case you didn't see my other video of how to get ability rings, go back to your homepage, you go to event, you go to evolution, you scroll down a little bit, and you can see ore fragment collection. Now, there's a reason why I like to do this during my dailies, which I mentioned in my beginner guide video, and that's because for cases when I'm trying to make ability rings, I'm prepared. So when I get lazy to grind and I feel that motivation one day, then I can just grind it all in one day and then get lazy again. So in my case, since I'm focused on fire ranking rings or whatever, I want to find the one with red for fire. If we click on the little eye and reward list, it gives you the stuff you need for the ability ring or the ring that you want. It also gives the blue one, I believe it's for water. You can see the others. This one right here has the dark element, holy element, and non-element. The one in the bottom is earth and wind. So you want to play those events. Now luckily, unlike before, it was locked to how many times you could do it per day. Now it's unlimited, so now you can just grind this event as long as you have a lot of AP. I talked about this in my beginner guide. You can get a lot of them through the exchange shop or events, but we'll keep it there. You can watch the beginner guide to see more. All right. Now, let's say you got your rings, right? You got all the rings that you want. Now it's time to start getting some abilities. How do you get abilities? Well, try to get a good team. I like to have a non-element team, but honestly, you could bring whoever you want. Now, for all of these characters, you want to give them a ring that has no ability. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so I'm going to start doing this again. I need a new batch. So for each character, you want to give them an empty ability ring, and you want to give it to everyone. And because this is slow, this is very painful and so slow. This is why I get lazy to do it. This is so damn slow. All right, and now I am on the last one. Last character to get the ring with no abilities. Now that you have that, it's time to start getting abilities. So we'll go to event, we'll go to evolution, and we will scroll down, and there are 3 different events for training room. This one specifically is for dealing damage. So the one with the sword, we're gonna deal a lot of damage. So let's look at the ability list that we could see. Now, honestly, while you're doing these, the abilities you want to focus on are getting the one that are purple or the one that's blue. The blue one ones are okay, but the purple ones are the best. Honestly, just exchange if you get a lot of browns. They're not even worth it. So let's take a look at what we can see with the sword one. At least so we have attack up. I don't really focus on that. Magic up. I don't really focus on that. Let's go to the ones that's pretty important. You can probably tell what it is just based off how I explained it in the beginning. Now, the important ones that I see a lot, in my personal opinion, I give these to recollection field characters. It's the increased attack or increased magic attack when enemies incarnate is 150% or higher. And that's because if you haven't noticed, in the beginning of ranking events, the enemy is always putting up their incarnate, which is probably over 200% nowadays or even higher. Now, I like to give these to recollection field characters because I like to make them go first. That way we can try to get a max recollection field right off the bat at the very beginning of the battle. If you haven't noticed, I've done that a lot in my ranking videos. Now, why do we want recollection field? If we scroll down, there is another ability. It's these abilities here: increase attack or increase magic attack when the non-element or whatever element recollection field is step 3 or higher. Now, they have abilities for these for each element, so it's very RNG. You want to pray that you get these. In my opinion, I find these to be the most important, as well as 150% or higher incarnate for the enemy, because now that you have your recollection field up, now for every character that has the ring with the recollection field, they're gonna have, let's say you had all 4 of these, that's 32% extra attack or magic attack for that character, for as long as you have that recollection field. So that's how you get your damage. Now, there's another special one that's pretty good, and I didn't realize how good it was until I've read about it, but people like to use the unconscious ability mostly during War of Underworld, and that's because every time someone dies or is unconscious, that's an extra 6% attack. So let's say we had my fire Leafa, right, the idle Leafa. You saw I dealt 1,000,000 damage, but that's because during the event it also had that extra 100% attack, whatever. You can have 6 characters in your party. Let's say 5 of them die. That is going to be 30% for extra attack because everyone's dead except for that one character with this ring. Now, let's say you have 4 of these. That's what, 24%? So if I'm doing my math correctly, that can go up to like what, an extra 120% extra attack or magic attack when all of your party members except that one character dies. So for War of Underworld, this is insane. In regular ranking events, that's not really gonna work out. I mean, maybe. Now, I spent a lot of time talking about the one with the sword. Now, why am I not really talking about the other abilities? In my personal opinion, I don't even think the other 2 are really all that important. Let's take a look at the one with the shield. Let's look at what kind of abilities we can get from this. Defense up, which not really important. You have characters that could literally heal you or even put up a barrier where you don't really take that much damage. So defense wise, not super important. I'd only play that event to get the diamond keys, but besides that, I would never do it. Let's go to the last one. It's the one of the special ones. Now, what sort of abilities can we get from this? Speed up. Honestly, I would only get this if you're super focused on ordinal battle, but even that, I'm not super focused on this. And that's because I'm already focusing on using an active link, or maybe I have them incarnate so I can wipe out the entire team. So I mean, you can get that if you want. I wouldn't really do it. For crit up, it would be a lot better if it was raised more than just 3% compared to the attack or magic attack. You can get it up to 8%. This is only 3%, so you get 4 of those, only 12%. I'd rather just have an enhanced character that could put up my crit. That way I can also have all that extra attack or magic attack with the attack rings. So not important either. Decrease MP, not important. Battle healing, not important. Increase character EXP earn on it, that's not even important. If you want to level characters fast, sure, but honestly, just grind the game. If you're doing your dailies every day, you play the EXP event, you don't even need to do this. Increase shia earn, you can. It's pretty useful if you're trying to grind some money, especially if you're trying to make a lot of ability rings. I myself never made one. I'd rather just do the shia event as is with my extra AP. The rest not important. So anyway, now let's play the event. I'm going to do the sword one. Like I said, I find these to be the most important to deal the most damage as you can for your team. So now you can bring a friend character if you want, but honestly just focus on the team with the ability rings. As you can see, it says empty slot. If my characters did not have the specific rings, these rings right here, like my Atis right now, I got rid of it for, it's basically a waste. You might as well have everyone have it so everyone could get an ability ring. Now it costs 20 AP every time you play through this. So let's go through it. Bring your best team, whoever can deal a lot of damage. I personally would like to bring non-element because the enemy is non-element. So I'm gonna have an incarnate. I'm just gonna leave it auto. Like I mentioned before, it's honestly like an auto grind game. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna incarnate here. And since I don't really have like armor or anything because it's not non-element, I can either one-shot it or almost kill him in one turn. So Just let them do their thing while we jam out to Idolmaster collab music. The voice actor Foster Leafa and C no. And that's it. We're done. Beat the boss, and now you get abilities. How do you know if you got abilities? You wait until you get out of that screen, and then it should pop up right here. We will get abilities. It's very RNG of who gets abilities. You mostly will get one. Sometimes you may even get two. But like I said, very RNG, so that's why you want to keep grinding this. Do I see anything good here? The only really good thing I see here is that Earth Element one in the bottom. That one, not really. I'm not going to use it. The second one is pretty good. I'd usually like to keep those. Yeah, now you just want to keep playing this event until you fill up all your abilities for each character. I will be back. All right, looks like we're done. And if you haven't noticed, you also get these stuff, which is used to like level up your equipment and whatnot. Now, do you want to make them R4? Let's go through it. We're going to go back to the hammer. I'm only going to focus on one, and just look at how expensive it's about to be just to make one. All right, I'm going to focus on this one right here. We're going to favorite it so I don't forget it. Now, I haven't done anything with this yet. It's still level 1. Now, what if I try to get the ability through Accessory Smelting? So I will look for the ring, I'll click it, and I press smelt, but oh no, I can't do it yet. Why? That's because you have to do a couple steps. First things first, you want to max level it. We're going to go to the ring, and we're going to make it max. Making it up to level 30 is costing almost 100,000 shia. So that's also very much expensive, but even that is not enough. If I even try to accessory smelt it right now, click on it, smelt, it's still not enough. What else do you gotta do? You need to max limit break it. Now, how do you do that? There's a reason why I like to get a lot of the ability rings, because you need the same ability ring in order to max limit break it. So what does that mean? Basically, try to find your worst rings. So I will click on the odds in a ring. We're gonna limit break, and now because I bulked buying a lot of the R2 rings, the exact same ring as this, the one with no ability, I'm going to need to find either the ones with no ability or the worst abilities. So that's why the ones with the brown ability, I like to get rid of that. I like to read through each ability, see which one is useful. This one is all right, but honestly, I'd rather you get rid of it. And that's because I'm trying to save the rings and not waste any space. So you only need 3. So once you have 3, that's almost 50,000 extra shia. So we're gonna limit break it now. But now we're level 30 out of 40. Again, you have to max level it. So we're gonna get out. We're gonna press enhance, and that is going to cost an extra 86,000 just to get to 40. So yeah, you're gonna need a lot of shia. And remember, you gotta do this for all of your best rings that you want. So we're gonna go back. Now we're gonna go to accessory smelting, which if I haven't explained it, it's basically how to get the abilities from the rings. So we're gonna smelt, and now we can get both of these abilities. We're gonna smelt it and get rid of it from the character, and we're done. But notice that the ring is not here anymore. That's because you sacrificed the ring for the abilities. All right, welcome back. How's it going? I spent the time for a lot of these rings. I did not get the fire one specifically that I wanted. A little sad. But you know what? It's okay. I'm just gonna make a different ring instead. All right, but now that you got abilities, you can go to equip ability, find some random ability ring you don't have. You can see what kind of abilities you have. I'm looking for one with 4. I guess I'll make a water one. Now, how do we get one with 4 abilities? Now it's time to create accessories. This time I'm making water, but this time you're gonna need the one with the plus. So you could probably already guess it. We're gonna need 4 of these, 1 for the regular, and then 3 to max limit break it. So 4 total. That's going to cost us 1 million. So expensive. It hurts, I know. If you don't know where it is, just go to your box. You claim it. All right, now it's time to enhance / limit break. We go find that ring. I'm making a water one specifically right now. Oh, I had extra this whole time. We're gonna limit break it max. So 1, 2, 3, and that is 40, almost 50,000 shia. With this one right here. But remember, it was very expensive just to make the one with the plus. So that's why we don't do that to get the abilities. And then 181,000 just to max limit break it right off the bat. We're gonna go back, and now we're going to give it random abilities. You can give it like one good ability if you want. I would recommend giving the worst abilities to this ring. Now I will explain why in a second. So I will go scroll all the way down until you either have the brown ones or maybe one of the blue ones at the bottom. Now, I don't care. Just put your worst ones. Bam. Equip it. Now that ring should have the 3 bad stuff in it. We're gonna go back, and this time we're gonna go to accessory vigil. We're gonna click on it, and now we are going to search for that ring, which is conveniently right up here. Now what this does is, if I click vigil right here, you will keep one of these abilities, but you will lose the other 2. So if I claim this one, so if I were to claim this ability here, I will keep this ability, but I will lose these 2. So for example, damage dealt, we're gonna keep that, and we will now vigil. See down here that we will delete those 2 abilities, keep this one, and this plus ring right here will now turn to an R4. You can also see required shia, that's gonna cost another 300,000. That's expensive, but we will get the most out of our abilities, and now it should turn into the R4 one. Now you can go the extra mile if you want to max limit break this, but I wouldn't really recommend it. That's gonna be way too expensive. And now all you gotta do is equip your best abilities to that ring. So we're gonna search for it, we're gonna click it. Now in this case, I'm gonna give it a magic attack for water. You can also mix and match with it. These blue ones aren't that bad either. Like magic attack increases by 6% when light element recollection fills step 3 or higher. Any element. You're missing 2%, but honestly 6% is also pretty good. So if you want, you can mix and match. I personally do like getting the full 8% for all of them to get the most I can. All you do is equip it and press equip, and you're done. Now I guess the only thing left that you want to do is just to level it up if you want, but you already have the abilities. But you know, you want to get like a lot of MP or HP. It's not too much, as you can see like on the right. If you want, you can level it. I just like to level it. You still get the ability, so you technically don't have to level it if you don't want to. I just do it anyway. And now you want to do that for all of your abilities, make all these different rings. It's very expensive, and it's also very grindy, so I wish you luck for those that are going to try and make these ability rings. These are how to make your characters much stronger. You can see with this Kirito here, I made a full 6% ring. Like, don't be shy to use 6% rings if you have to. Same can go for the incarnate 150% or higher. With this ring, I mix and match 8% to 6%. It's completely fine. And if you ever change your mind about a ring that you want to change, you want to get back the abilities, you just go back to accessory smelt. And let's say I wanted to get rid of this mix and match. I mean, I press smelt, then I can get all my abilities back, but I do lose this ring and I'd have to make a whole new R4 ring. So just be aware of that. But I guess that's basically it. Happy grinding. Now I gotta go grind for my fire ranking stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video of Sword Art Online Unleashed Blading. If you guys enjoy, why not leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And if you want to join, I also have a Discord. It's at the bottom of the description. All you have to do is click on that link and you're sent right to my Discord. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kaz. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all again in the next video. Goodbye.